Right, so for today's video, we're going to be talking about some eyelash drama. Now, it's not necessarily just eyelash drama, this is more like business drama and the backlash a business has faced due to the way they have acted recently. It just so happens that they are selling eyelashes. But yeah, with a situation like this that we're talking about today, it could have literally been anything that was being sold, and the reaction probably would have been the same. But let's actually add some context to this. Now, actually, first, I do want to give full credit to a YouTuber called Ammy who made a video about this about a week ago, and that is the reason I'm even aware of the situation. So if you do want to go and watch that, Ammy made a very good video talking about it all. So yeah, like I said, in the description, just wanted to give credit to Ammy for this video. Now, when I seen Ammy's video, I thought this situation was wild, right? There's some responses throughout this from certain people that I'm just like, I don't understand the thought process. And actually, since Ammy's video, there's been some newer stuff as well. Some newer updates from a company that was kind of silent about all this at first. And then also a further update from the person who was mainly receiving the backlash. Now, let's talk about the people involved so you know who we're talking about here, right? So the first person to be aware of is, I was just about to say a TikToker named, and I know for a fact if I said a TikToker named Bethenny Frankel is what I was about to say, there'd be a lot of people in the comments saying, she is not a TikToker. And she is definitely not a TikToker, right? But the videos we're talking about today were uploaded on TikTok. This is her account right here, 2.7 million followers. And I'll be honest, I wasn't 100% aware of who Bethenny Frankel was, right? But after doing some Googling, yeah, she is very successful. So we can see here on Google, it says Bethenny Frankel is a known reality television personality, entrepreneur, author, and philanthropist, primarily known for her time on The Real Housewives of New York City and for founding the Skinny Girl brand. And also, out of curiosity, after hearing that, I was like, you know what, let's have a Google for the net worth, which, I mean, I get it, right? Google, it's not going to be accurate, right? But either way, Google estimates that Bethenny Frankel's net worth is around $100 million, so just a bit of money, isn't it? Now, there is also a couple of businesses you need to be aware of for this situation. The first one being Lashify with 400,000 followers, as you can imagine, an eyelash company. And the other brand you need to be aware of is ProLash. They've got 87,000 followers, and again, as you can imagine, they're an eyelash company. Now, there is a lot of videos to get through in this situation, but it kind of all first started when Bethenny Frankel uploaded a video trying out ProLash's eyelashes.
I just stopped getting ready to show this to you. I'm in shock. Okay, this is the first time I've ever been able to put lashes on. I've tried it the classic way, the way that all the makeup artists do. I haven't yet really understood the magnetic. This is called ProLash. Okay, I thought it was going to be magnetic. It's not.
And yeah, it becomes very clear the further we watch through these videos, Bethenny is very impressed.
You feel so secure, and it like waits. The glue lasts. Like, it's not like drying up right away that you have to rush. I'm freaking out because all I needed was the two. You're up my nose. I apologize. I'm just like, I'm a new person. Like, what the fuck? Like, all of a sudden, I'm just freaking out. I put lashes on. It took me 2 seconds. I'm freaking out. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so clearly it's a glowing review, right? You can imagine ProLash would have saw this and been absolutely buzzing to see his video being uploaded by someone who has such a big audience, is also very successful. But one company in particular that wasn't very happy to see this was Lashify. And the reason for this is because Lashify are currently suing ProLash. Now, let's actually have a read through this lawsuit to see what it's about. This is an action to stop defendants' willful, comprehensive copying of the brand and the business that Lashify has built around its revolutionary, award-winning DIY lash extension system. Lashify seeks to stop defendants from unlawfully making, using, selling, offering, for sale, marketing, importing, and distributing knockoff DIY artificial eyelash extension systems that infringe Lashify's patent, and from unfairly competing with Lashify by willfully infringing Lashify's distinctive trade dress. Okay, so long story short, they are suing them for copying. Now, there's obviously a lot of details in this lawsuit. I'm not going to go through it all right now because the lawsuit itself isn't really the most important thing here. It's more of like the reaction that Lashify has had to certain creators. But let's actually take a look through some of the pictures that are included in this lawsuit to prove that ProLash are copying. So the first comparison we see is the logo, and we have Lashify's logo here and ProLash's, and they are on a black background with white text. The font is different, the text isn't connecting, but yeah, I mean, at first glance, like, they do look similar, but that is mainly because it's like a black background with white writing, right? Lashify then shows a screenshot of their website, which again is like black background, white text, and this is kind of how it's laid out. And then they go on to show ProLash's website, which again is black background, white text, and is laid out like fairly similar. And as we go through this, it is clear that there is a lot of similarities, right? We see Lashify's bag here against ProLash's bag, very similar. We see some of the products, again, look very similar. The thing is though, like, the reason they do look very, very similar is because of the black background and white text, right? If it was different colors, they wouldn't look similar. And I guess that is also part of the claim, I guess, that the colors are the same. But yeah, with this bottle, for example, right, like the text being sideways, I've got this like number 2 that's kind of like faintly in the background. Like that is obviously different to Lashify's bottle, but because it is black and white, it looks similar. We see another comparison here, and I mean, this one, the bottles look very different to me. Again, the big similarity is the black and white, but the actual like bottle shape and stuff and the way the text is laid out is different. We then see this comparison with the tweezers, which again, black tweezers with white text. Lashify's have these like ridges through them. And I mean, the tweezers, right? But they do look similar. So yeah, my main takeaway from this is like, yes, the products do look very similar, but I also do think that is mainly to do with the fact that they are black and white, right? That is the branding. But yeah, who knows how it's going to go in court? I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how this is going to go. But that was just some context to show why Lashify probably wouldn't be very happy to see that Bethenny was reviewing and was very happy to review ProLash's products. So much so that after they saw this video, they ended up sending multiple messages to Bethenny, basically saying you've now involved yourself in a lawsuit.
I have some beauty tea for you. So I received some lashes over a year ago. They've been sitting in my drawer. I'm not good at lashes. I tried them. I loved them. I enjoyed them. I then received a scathing, threatening message from their competitor saying that there are trademark issues and there's a legal battle and that I've now involved myself and that I'm irresponsible. Don't you ever come for me in any regard other than constructive.
Yeah, we'll go on further with Bethenny's response in just a second, right? But just based on that message alone, that seems like a wild thing to do. It's one thing having a problem with, like, another brand that you think is copying you. Like, okay, right, we'll see how that plays out in court. But how are you going to send, like, a message to someone who has reviewed the product and liked the product and saying, like, oh, you've now involved yourself in this situation? Now, Bethenny makes it clear throughout this video that she didn't know about this lawsuit, which, I mean, I don't think anyone has any reason to think Bethenny is lying here, right? I wasn't aware of the lawsuit. I'm sure the majority of you probably weren't aware of the lawsuit either. Like, yeah, maybe a message saying, oh, look, I've seen your review. I just want to let you know, like, this brand is copying us in our opinion. That would be one thing, but the way that we're hearing this message was sent, it wasn't like that. Now, Bethenny Frankel carries on and says, like, yeah, I didn't even know about this lawsuit. But also, as we watch this video, it becomes very clear that she is not afraid of a lawsuit.
I don't know the difference between one lash company or another. I opened a box, I tried them on, I thought they were spectacular. Give me 14 of them right now. So if you're going to try to come and threaten me legally, I'll give you the name of 5 class action lawyers, litigators, that you can call. Shove it up your ass, Lashify. And guess what? I cannot be bought. I cannot be paid to say anything. And you come to me with respect and kindness. You don't come and threaten myself and my team saying, you'll hear from our lawyers. Fuck off. I can't wait to hear from your lawyers. Right here, live and direct.
Yeah, look, right, like I said, she clearly is not afraid of a lawsuit, and either way, like, even if she was, like, maybe in the wrong here, she probably wouldn't be scared by the sounds of it, but I just don't understand how she could be sued anyway. She reviewed a product. Just because a company is in the middle of a lawsuit doesn't mean you can't review their products. That's not how it works. I mean, we still don't even have a conclusion as to what is happening with this lawsuit. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around, like, what would they sue for? Like, what would be their claim? Now, Bethenny carries on and says that she was actually planning on making a video, maybe reviewing Lashify's products as well, but obviously after this, she probably isn't going to, and also says whoever sent that email should be fired, which is an interesting part, because we'll get to who sent it later.
Here's the crazy part. I was about to try their product. I just am making my way into the lash space, and it's a marathon, not a sprint. Whoever sent that message should be fired on the spot. Pack your shit, get up from your desk, and get the fuck out of here. Because now, I don't want to try your product because of the way you guys handled it. If you said, this is a competitor of ours, we'd love for you to try ours, of course. Good morning. You're welcome. Do you know how many people have copied the skinny margarita that I invented? Do you know how many billions of dollars of margaritas have been sold on my back? That's business, baby. You think Charlotte Tilbury starts crying every time a sponge applicator gets copied or the beauty blender starts weeping? They want to cry. So does Apple because everybody copied their phone. That's business. That's commerce. That's free enterprise. So yeah, doubling, quadrupling, and quintupling down. Pissed.
Now, Bethenny did go on to upload a few more videos kind of going through similar stuff we kind of mentioned there, right? Like one of the videos was saying that you shouldn't try and write a check that you can't cash, basically saying like you don't want to get yourself involved in a lawsuit here. She also talked about how she wouldn't condone a product if she knew they were like copying another brand, but like it's not her job to know that you're in the middle of a lawsuit. And then we get to Lashify's response, which is actually from the CEO of Lashify, Sahara Lottie, who, again, CEO of Lashify, who, from what we're hearing in this video that we're about to watch, it was her who sent the messages. Now, again, just want to give credit to Ammy Robinson because this is a video that was posted on Sahara's Instagram story, so it's obviously expired. So the only way that I would have seen this is through Ammy's video.
Hey guys, apparently Bethenny Frankel is offended because I messaged her and said, yo, you're promoting a counterfeit. Yeah, I was horrified because I actually have a lot of respect for Bethenny. She's an entrepreneur. And to see someone like her promoting something or a company that's as unethical and like steals everything, it kind of hurt my feelings. It made me feel a lot better that she actually didn't know. But regardless, I responded on my page.
Now, that isn't the last time that we're going to hear from Sahara, because we do have a more recent video as well that was posted a day ago, but we'll get to that. But just on that response, right, Sahara is basically explaining this as, like, she saw the review and she was like, oh, fuck, like, I'm currently suing these because they're copying our brand. I'm not happy about it, so yeah, I'm going to reach out to her, which... I mean, okay, right, fair enough. If you think that ProLash are copying your brand, which clearly she does, right, because we're in the middle of a lawsuit, then I can maybe see, like, messaging Bethenny in this situation and being like, just want to let you know about this situation. Maybe you could try our product or just, you know, to do it in a nicer way than what we have heard Bethenny describe it as. It is important to note here that we haven't seen the messages, but the way that Bethenny is explaining it is she is saying that she received a message from the CEO of Lashify, and they're like, oh, you've now involved yourself in this, you're irresponsible, and all this, basically kind of threatening legal action, and that is just not the way to go about it. And to be fair, if you look on TikTok, clearly there are a lot of people that have had maybe similar experiences with Lashify in the past, or claimed that they've had similar experiences, right? Like, for example, there's this account right here, which is Jade Angel Cosmetics, and they actually posted a video a couple of weeks ago showing a comment that they received in one of their videos from Lashify. Hi losers, keep trying to sell a patented product on Instagram that you get from Alibaba. Watch your account go bye-bye, including your bank account. Lashify will sue you in UK courts, make no mistake, shameful. Now, I tried to find this comment on Jade Angel Cosmetics, like, Instagram account. I couldn't find it. I don't know if I was just looking in the wrong place, or maybe it's been deleted or whatnot, but I wanted to kind of, like, prove that this was a real comment for this video. So I think it is worth noting that I couldn't find it, right? But this is a comment that Jade Angel Cosmetics is claiming was left by Lashify, and if they did leave this comment, again, what is the thought process? I mean, just starting off with hi losers in general is a wild way to start a comment, but the rest of it doesn't get much better either. I don't understand it. Now, there's another makeup influencer that you've probably heard of before called Manny MUA, right? His TikTok account has 2 million followers. Well, he actually recently uploaded a video talking about how he had an experience with Lashify.
Lash tea right now? I've had a bad experience myself a few years back with this brand. I'll tell you the story. So I saw a video of these lashes. I'm like, oh, these look really interesting. They look cool. I bought them myself. Did the whole thing, you know, put my number in, put my card number in, everything. Did the whole ordering, got them. I tried them. Didn't really love them. I didn't really use them correctly though, so I will give them that. I didn't use it the right way. So I was kind of like, you know what? I don't think that this is for me. I'm just going to stick to a band lash. Let me tell you something. The owner of that brand takes my number from my order, takes my number, texts me herself, threatens me with legal action because I didn't like the lash and I didn't use it right, and I was basically doing it on purpose. I was absolutely gagged. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why would she send this? Why would she take my number?
Yeah, I mean, from what we're hearing in these videos, it seems like this is a reoccurring thing, right? And I just don't understand the thought process, again, because we've got a brand here that is very successful, right? But as a brand, your reputation matters a lot, and one way to damage your reputation is definitely by reaching out to people reviewing your products or reviewing competitors and threatening legal action. And I mean, not to mention, the way that we're hearing that Lashify actually reached out to Manny here is because they went and looked on, like, the order, found the phone number, and then contacted him with legal threats. But now this is where we get into some of the newer updates here, right? Because one company that is involved in all of this that we haven't really heard from throughout this situation was ProLash. Well, ProLash have now actually uploaded a video talking about this situation, and specifically it is Haley, the owner of ProLash, talking about all of this, and started off by saying, like, she is sorry to hear that other people are dealing with Lashify.
As you may know, I am Haley, and I'm the owner of ProLash. First off, the past few days have been absolutely crazy, and we appreciate your guys' support, your uplifting comments, and everything you've done for us. It means the world to us. At the same time, we are so deeply sorry to hear that a lot of you are facing similar harassment from Lashify's CEO.
And then goes on to say that a company doesn't want to be involved in drama, but obviously now this situation is happening. Also mentions that they've been in the lash industry since 2011. And then goes on to say that anyone who has tried ProLash previously knows they are not similar to competitors.
Those that have tried ProLash know it is a very unique product and nothing like our competitors. I am not a dupe and I am not a copycat. We have quality lashes that are easy to apply for everyday users. But if you don't like our product, no problem. There are so many other great female entrepreneurs that sell amazing lashes.
And then Hailey again says like they are not new to this industry, but they would never claim ownership.
We aren't new to this business and we have been making lashes for years. But unlike others, we would never claim ownership over well-known application methods. We respect and uplift every single business in this space because at the end of the day, we are all different.
And then we get more into the lawsuit here, right? And Hailey is saying that Lashify are basically trying to claim that they invented DIY lashes.
But this situation goes beyond competition. As much as this entire situation pains me to bring energy towards, I cannot sit by and allow false claims from a woman who has sued countless others with the goal of putting anyone who dares to compete with her out of business. Quite frankly, ProLash has been targeted by a litigious competitor who believes she invented the concept of DIY lashes. People have been doing DIY lashes well before 2016.
And then we hear some of the claims that Lashify are making and Hailey's response to that.
Lawsuit against us that Lashify continues to reference is going after us for 3 things. 1, that we use black and white in our branding. I don't feel like we need to defend ourselves on how outrageous that is. But unfortunately, that is one of the terms of the suit.
The second claim we hear about are the tweezers.
2 tweezers. Lashify filed for emergency preliminary injunctive relief, which is basically just a pre-hearing to decide if a claim has merit before it goes to a full hearing. We already had a pre-hearing a while back, and unfortunately, before the judge could even make a ruling, Lashify dropped the entire injunction.
Okay, so it seems like Lashify are not going after the tweezers anymore. The tweezers have lived to see enough a day. Yeah, I must say, when we were looking through the lawsuit earlier, I did think it would be pretty hard to sue someone over tweezers, right? Because they're tweezers, like, how different can they be? I don't know, it seemed a bit wild to me. But then Hailey goes on to mention that they are also being sued for the lashes themselves.
And 3 are lashes themselves. Lashify claims they invented how lashes are made. For us, at ProLash, parts of our lashes have been made using production methods that were developed in the 60s, which is 50 years before Lashify existed. We have never stolen anyone's idea, and we never would. There is room for more than one lash business in this industry, and tearing people down is not the solution to success. Unfortunately, Lashify's tactics are a pattern, and so many other people have had to face the aggression, harassment, and doxing. I mean, my family was served with a lawsuit unnecessarily at our home on Christmas Eve when our lawyers were already in contact with them.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely sounds like a fucking horrible, stressful situation, but what I will say is that after this video was posted, if we look at the response in the comments, this whole situation has definitely helped ProLash. I mean, there's comments here saying stuff like, I think she just boosted your company to #1 while single-handedly ruining her own. Bethenny Frankel actually commented on this, saying this was a thorough, classy response. CEOs in all industries should take note. More comments here saying, and this is how you act as a CEO. And then there is a bunch of comments that are very similar to this one, just saying, me on my way to purchase my first set of ProLash. There's a lot of people in the comments saying they're now going to buy from this brand. So like I said, this situation has definitely helped ProLash. Now, like I mentioned earlier, we do have a further response from Sahara here, the owner of Lashify, and this is actually from a live stream from a day ago. It's been re-uploaded by a TikToker called Dory Ellie, or Ellie in Oz, as it says underneath. And it's just some clips from Lashify's recent live stream a day ago, right? And I think they're talking about the fact that MGM reached out to Lashify over an ad that Lashify made. From what I can tell, it was like a James Bond themed ad. for Lashify, where there was like Mrs. Bond and it was like 003, which I guess had something to do with the lashes. But basically, Sahara mentions this to kind of like compare it to the ProLash situation and says that like when MGM reached out to her, she was like, okay, shit, yeah, I am in the wrong. We'll fix it.
Mrs. Bond, right? And I was like, oh shit. I was like, but we called it 003. I'm like, like, you think I'm gonna, when MGM pointed it out, and I thought it was fair use, but MGM was like, no, dude, you're using these as ads, so it's not fair use. And so what did I do? So sorry, no problem, because you're right. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't think about it. We didn't think that a bond would matter.
And then goes on to directly compare it to ProLash and says she's not stupid, so when MGM reached out, she was like, okay, I see that I was in the wrong, let's fix the situation. But ProLash's attorneys don't see it that way in their situation.
But my point is, I ain't stupid, and my lawyers have respect for me. And so they're not going to be like, yeah, Sahara, you should totally fight that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, go, go, go. Like, why? Why? And so that's what I mean, like ProLash, and that's why I called out ProLash's attorneys, Baker Bots, and I'll call them out again. They're unethical. They're desperate. Okay, Baker Bots is not like a top tier firm, and they're desperate. They know all these people are infringing. They know we have a massive portfolio. They know we just got claims that destroys them. You know?
Yeah, so that's basically the comparison that Sahara is making. Again, we're going to see how it plays out, right? Because, I mean, it is literally a lawsuit, so we're going to see what happens here. I would love to know your opinions in the comment section down below on what you think is going to happen here. We went through some of the pictures, like the comparisons in the lawsuit. Obviously, there's more details in there. It's like a lengthy lawsuit. But yeah, let me know your opinions in the comment section down below on the lawsuit, but also just this situation in general, because to me, it seems like Lashify have just went out of their way to kind of ruin their reputation or definitely make it worse. And I don't understand why. Some of the responses they give to like reviews being made, I don't get it. But either way, that's all the information we have. Like I said, Ammy Robertson's link will be in the description. That is where I first was made aware of this situation. Also, if you did enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. And until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, goodbye.